Hello everyone, my name is Katana Ken, and welcome back to Minecraft Hardcore. Last time I went raiding in the end, I got this pretty cool diamond spear, so I thought we could go test it out tonight by defending Witherfell against monsters. No need to fear, villagers, your hero has arrived. Alright Luke, be brave. Charge! Wow, this spear's pretty good. It has Smite 5, so it'll do a ton of extra damage to undead, as well as Fire Aspect 2 and Knockback, so it'll catch them on fire and send them flying. Your days are numbered, zombie! Huh! You don't want this heat, creeper, I'm telling you. I told ya. Dang, I've been sleeping on the spear. This thing rocks. Sorry, skeletons. I can't permit you to exist near the village. Wow, this thing is so awesome. Lava. Chicken. And now the sun rises on a grateful village. Thanks for the help, Luke. I want to get this spear upgraded to netherite, so I think we gotta go do a little mining. And I might as well get the rest of my tools finally upgraded. I've been rocking with this diamond for too long. First step, stock up on some wool. What in the... How did a zombie get into my nether tunnel? There we go. Let's head back to Witherfell and test out this spear. I'm not bringing my horse this time. Instead, we're going to bring some of our dogs with us. Sorry, Senorita, you can't come. Someone's got to look after Chico if these guys don't make it. Max, don't push her in the corner. Chico, I know you want to come fight with us, but you're too young. I found out that you can actually repair wolf armor just by using an armadillo scoot on it. So I crafted my wolves some new sets of armor to match their colors. Yellow for Senor, red for Pablo, and blue for Max. You guys are looking nice. These zombies won't know what hit them. Oh, we got one at my base. Get him. On to Witherfell. I forgot, I brought a potion of night vision so we can see the monsters better. Oh, we got a couple monsters lurking on the edge of town. You know what to do. Charge! Gotcha. This netherite spear is really good. My dogs might not even have to do any work tonight. They're just gonna watch me kick butt. Oh no, we got a zombie in the village. Well done, sir. We got a skeleton, 12 o'clock. On me, pups. Ah! Oh no, you don't. Ah! You guys working hard or hardly working? Watcha! Get the spider, guys, get the spider. Ooh, that was close. Looks like the sun's starting to rise. We just gotta take out some stragglers. Oh, the spear is so good. Well done, guys. Time to heal up. I was thinking since we're in Witherfell, we might as well do a couple more builds here. Number one's gonna be a little watchtower, just so me and my pups have somewhere at night to hunker down and keep an eye out for monsters. Let me at least get you guys out of the rain before I start building, though. Blacksmith, stonecutter, you have some guests today. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're almost to 100. Imagine being able to say you're one of my first 100 subscribers. I ended up building myself a little house too. As you approach, the first thing you'll see is the ender pearl trap. I thought it'd be fun to build this here so that if the villagers really need me, they can summon me by closing the trapdoor. Although I should probably put a little sign so the villagers know how to operate it. There we go. Closed trapdoor in case of emergency. Next up, I built a little doghouse. They got this little bed and some bones to chew on. And anytime I need them, I can just grab them and we can go fight. And I'm pretty happy with how the tower came out. I kind of experimented here with detailing a bit more with like these shelves and trapdoors. I think it came out looking pretty nice. And you have a great view of the area to watch for monsters. And if you spot one, you can just drop down, and go fight. And here's my little house. I really wanted to go for something small and cozy. Look at the top, the flowers, red, blue, and yellow, for my dogs, Max, Senor, and Pablo. I had to put rails right in front of the doors because rails block villager pathfinding, and they kept coming into my house and trying to use my workstations. So right by the door is a bit of a storage area. I figured my character would probably just want to drop off whatever he has when he comes home. I also added a jukebox, including lava chicken. So we have a storage area as we enter, and then we have a little cozy fireplace right here with a nice chair for me to sit and chill and watch the fire. And the kitchen is right here, and my bedroom is right here. It ain't much, but it gets the job done. I thought it'd be cool to kind of be like the town sheriff, keeping these villagers safe. The last thing I was thinking we'd add to Witherfell is a storehouse, because they have this really big field of wheat, but nowhere to really store it. And then I was also thinking we'd add a few more houses just to fill out the area more. So I think I'll build the warehouse probably right there, and then I'll actually add some paths through this wheat field so it's easier for the villagers to get to it. Finally done building. So here's the storehouse. Inside we got some workstations for the farmers and some storage. And I put up these shelves with everything a farmer might need. A hoe, bone meal, and seeds. I planted these little fields outside just to give the farmers something to do, because they can only harvest from a certain radius around their workstation, so they won't ever actually harvest anything from the big field. Which is good, because I just want that to look nice. They're not meant to actually harvest it. And here's where I built all the new houses. These are all duplicates of existing designs, but I did add something new, which is this market. I figured the villagers needed kind of a central gathering spot, so I put in this fountain and moved the town bell here, and then set up some market stalls. I love seeing these villagers just chilling and hanging out in this town I've built. And then I added a fence between the villagers and the nether portal, just to give these guys a little peace of mind. Witherfell's really looking like a proper village now. Next, I was thinking I could go look for a faster horse, because my horse is pretty quick, but there's a lot of horses hanging out in this area. And who knows, maybe one of them's faster. We'll start with the ones on top of this hill. Hey guys, yeah, this one, I don't know if this one feels any faster than Luke. You're free, horse. Let's try this one. Ooh, is this one faster? Can you jump? Oh, he can barely jump. You're free. I kind of lucked out with Luke. He's a good horse. Come on. Oh, you dumb horse. What about this gray one? Look at that health. That's horrible. Okay, here we go. Decent speed, decent jump. I think this will be our starting point. It's time to start breeding. Oh my. Stay back, horses. I got this. Oh, you're still on the lead. My bad, Luke. Hang on. I didn't want to drag you into this. Whatcha? Okay, now we need an actual way to measure the speed of these horses. Now we should be able to get a much more objective measure of our horse's speed, because when we hit the first pressure plate, it'll start letting sugarcane flow through the hopper, and when we hit the last one, it'll lock it again. So we can know the speed based on how much sugarcane ends up in the bottom chest. Come on, Luke. You're our fastest horse. You better not disappoint. And go! 32 sugarcane from Luke. And for this horse we got 36. Now let's get a new horse and see if it's any quicker. Hello. How are you, little guy? He's approaching the finish line. Go, go, go! 36. Well, you're not any faster, so you're free to go live in the wild. Well, I was surprised at how quickly I actually got this horse. I thought it was going to take me a lot longer, but I ended up getting it within a few hours. So I had done some tests in creative with the same system I set up to measure my horse's speed, and I found that the fastest possible horse is 27 sugarcane. And that's what this new one is. I think it's fitting that we name our new horse Han. So we have Leia, Luke, and Han. If I ever get another horse, I'll name him Chewbacca. Let's do a timed lap around the property, see what the difference really is between Luke and Han. On your marks, get set, go! Looks like about 25 seconds for Han. Looks like about 30 seconds for Luke. Now let's see what Leia can do. Go! I think Leia just likes taking things slow. She wants to enjoy the view. She could go faster, but she chooses not to. Looks like 40-ish seconds for Leia. You're quick, Han. Oh yeah, I realized the name Han could also be a reference to Fast and Furious because there's a character named Han. That's kind of a neat detail, especially for a horse who was born to race. Whatcha! For our last build today, I thought we'd build a Piglin base near Old Town, because I mentioned previously that Old Town dates back to the time of Minecraft Legends, and it was protected by a hero during the Piglin invasion. That hero built the wall that still protects the town today. I thought this hill would be a good spot for the Piglin base, because it's got a high vantage point, so it makes sense that they'd want to build here. I already started clearing out some trees, but we still got a lot more work to do. So as I've been clearing trees, I've been thinking about the layout and what I actually want to do here. So I was thinking that the main entrance could be on this side of the hill, so that way anyone attacking from the village would have to go around and up the hill. And then we could have a watchtower right here that would be shooting down at anyone as they tried to approach. And then another one over here that can shoot them from this side. But beyond that, I was thinking they'd probably have a few other buildings, probably a barracks for the piglins, maybe an armory. The thing about a piglin barracks got me thinking about piglin beds. Like, what do piglins actually sleep on? Because they don't have wool in the nether. Really makes you think. And then finally I was thinking we'd do a bridge across to this other little area and we could have the nether portal sitting right there. Because if you think about it, the nether portal is the most valuable thing in the camp. That's their way home and how they get more supplies. So they'd want to have that the most protected and remote. Before we start building structures though, let's get a floor of netherrack put down. There we go. If I was a piglin, I'd feel right at home. Let's start building the towers. I definitely think there'd be one right there, and maybe one more over here just to keep an eye on the village. I think it makes sense to use blackstone for these builds because that's something piglins use a lot in the nether, especially in the bastions. So we can do bricks or just polished blackstone. Let's just start out with some moss, get the shape figured out. There's the towers wrapped up. So we got one pristine one that's pretty damaged, and one that's really damaged. There's a pile of rubble going down the hill. I also got this little netherwort field planted because I figured the piglins would have been growing some. Because I'm pretty sure netherwort is how they stop themselves from becoming zombies. And then I marked out the area for the armory and the barracks, so all that's left to do is build it. The piglin base is all done. I expanded the netherrack coverage a bit because it looked kind of awkward just being like a thin layer at the top. I also added these pillars of basalt, which are meant to look like trees that burned down when the piglins moved in. I already showed the towers, so let's take a look at the barracks first. For the piglin beds, I decided to just go with crimson wood slabs. Crimson wood is one of the only types of wood they have in the nether, and I figured that this would be better than sleeping on the floor. Each piglin also had a chest to store their weapons and equipment. I also went through each of these builds and tried to make them look a little older by like removing blocks and adding cobwebs and stuff. None of the buildings are too damaged just because they're made of stone and it's a decently high elevation. There's a few towers that are way more destroyed, but that's because of the battle, not because of time. This next building has 2 floors. The bottom floor is the armory, so there's plenty of gold armor for piglins and gold weapons. And there's a staircase up to the 2nd floor, which is the piglin research lab. When the piglins invaded the overworld, it was pretty much their first time visiting, so it would make sense that they'd try to research and understand some of the things they found here, like stone and moss and even saplings. Next we have the bridge that leads over to the portal. Pretty happy with how this came out, especially with the detailing. Like I have this gap between the bridge and the frame, and then I put these walls in to kind of make it look more interesting and less flat. And then there's the portal. I added a little bit of decoration around it, but for the most part, it's exactly what it says, a portal. This is where the piglins went in and out of the nether. And it's a big portal too, so the piglins could easily move supplies and soldiers through. But pretty much the only way to approach the portal is by going up through the base and over the bridge, because the cliff is just super steep around the portal, and there's this lava lake that I added. Although maybe not a lake, more like just a lava flow. And you get a pretty great view of the sunset from up here. Maybe that's the real reason the piglins decided to settle here. They just wanted to admire nature's beauty. Well, that's all I got time for today. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe. We're almost to 100 subscribers. See you next week.